Here we go, guys. Get ready. This is a deeply goofy script, okay? So often when you're watching this, you just say, yeah, I get it. It's a comic book movie, but why are we having characters say and do shit that's completely dumb and cringy? A lot of this dialogue, you just go, what? What's going on? Lex Luthor has a girlfriend that's constantly taking selfies throughout the entire movie. Now, there is a twist to it that sort of pays off, but it's not even like really a good thing, right? There's a better way to write this, and that's all you think throughout the entire film is how much better this film could be if there were someone else helping James Gunn write this, because so often the choices are just wrong. Or again, just awkward. And you're going, why? Like the meme. The other thing that's crazy is that Superman is cucked here. I mean, big time. You've got Krypto, the Wonder Dog, saving the day. How many times? 2, 3? I mean, since when does Superman need help? He's got a super dog come save his ass? What the hell? Like, all the time. James Gunn's fascination with his dog clearly inserted into this film. And I think, the whole idea of Krypto should have stayed really with the League of Super Pets, that animated film Warner Brothers put out a couple years ago, right? It's just not really in the world that we are now. I get it. You want to see a comic movie that's more fun. The kids want to have fun with Krypto, and you sell the merch and all that shit. But I'm saying that if you're going to put Krypto in, let's not make him such a big chunk of the film, because Krypto is a massive chunk of the film. Interesting how very few people brought that up on Monday. Because remember, we go back to those Monday reactions, and we talk about how Warner Brothers was telling everybody to discuss, let's say this is a comic book movie come to life, and Corn Sweat's great, and so is Nicholas Hoult, and there wasn't a whole lot of Krypto takes over the whole thing and basically is Superman. What? What's happening here? Okay? So there are so many fundamental flaws with this script-wise that's the issue that cannot really be helped here. You talk about when you watch a film, so often I'm always saying to myself, what would I do to make this better? Because I'm not passive when I'm watching these things. I'm trying to be as active as possible and figuring out what is a better choice, because often there is a better choice. But here's what happens, okay? I'm going to explain something that happens in Hollywood all the time, and it clearly happened here with James Gunn and the folks down the street at Warner Brothers. Okay, when you get to be someone as big as James Gunn, it's very hard to tell someone who is that large in stature, as it were, with that much power, that maybe what they're doing isn't working, okay? And you get the sense from the stories of how he treated Corn Sweat on set, telling him to shut up. We'll pull that up later. But there's a lot of evidence in the direction of James Gunn being a prick, okay? And that's fine. A lot of directors are pricks. Okay? And a lot of studio heads in the past were pricks and eventually got fired because, of course, you can't have that. But for whatever reason, James Gunn seems to be getting away with that. So they don't have the balls to go tell James Gunn, let's change this. This isn't really what I'd be doing here. And there really had to be a second set of eyes, third, fourth, fifth. Someone had to step up and say, listen, this story, you've got to alter. We've got to go down a different path here. This whole between universe stuff, what the hell? Okay, there's just so much here that doesn't need to exist, and we can compress this and make it a tighter, more emotional film, rather than, again, the word that keeps coming back here tonight, goofy and cringy. And that is unfixable. At the script level, it's too late. I can't go back in and fix it without rewriting the entire script. Corn Sweat acquits himself nicely here. I like him. He physically looks like Superman. He's got that old-fashioned, all-American kind of thing going on. He's not a problem, okay? And I don't think that he is a downgrade from Henry Cavill. Everybody coming on saying, you're a Snyder bro. Oh, really? Okay. I'm literally telling you that Corn Sweat's not the issue. In fact, I probably like him maybe in ways more than when you look at Cavill. I probably like the emotional layers of Corn Sweat. Again, just kind of the innocence that he brings to the role. Cavill physically is a little bit better of a match. He's a little, just a little more ripped, right? I'm not saying Corn Sweat doesn't look good. He looks like a farm boy, right? You look at the shirtless pictures. He's not as cut as Cavill. Cavill's jacked, okay? Corn Sweat, though, doesn't look out of place in Superman outfit. I'm just saying just little things, little nuance, change here and there. And I would say that that's not really an issue here I need to discuss beyond saying that he works. And so does Brosnahan. The chemistry between the two of them is not an issue. Nicholas Hoult, another story. I think there's some times that I like what he's doing here, other times not. I believe that goes to the writing. Okay, if you're an actor and you're having to do and say some of the things that Lex Luthor has to say here as his world is built out, right? Lex Luthor is a very large central part of this film, not like a niche or even like a semi-niche. He is a big, big chunk of the film, obviously. And because of that, I think you get the best representation of what Lex Luthor would look like, but I don't believe Nicholas Hoult is the exact match for who should have been cast. It's not a negative. It's not a positive. That's why I have the thumbs up, thumbs down on Nicholas Hoult. I think when you look at the Justice Gang going into this film, instead of the Justice League, you got Justin Gang, Nathan Fillion, and then Mr. Incredible, or whatever his name is. By the way, when you watch Mr. Incredible in this thing, it's not Mr. Incredible, is it? I swear to God. Mr. Terrific, I knew to say it can't be Mr. Incredible because that would be the Incredibles. Mr. Terrific is completely Kirk Lazarus from Tropic Thunder. When you watch this film, you can tell that Gunn, if you didn't tell him to do it, the actor playing Mr. Terrific is doing Kirk Lazarus, Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder. What the hell is happening? The entire film, if you see it, when I say this, you're now going to go, oh my God, Weber nailed it. 100%. It's exactly what's going down. Also, Nathan Fillion, okay, can I just say that I'm tired of his act. Every time he was in Suicide Squad, right? Every time he shows up in a film, he's doing a version of Nathan Fillion. Here he's the Green Lantern. And he's the goofy Suicide Squad. This is what the Justice Gang is. It's Gunn doing Gunn things. And all of that detracts from the film as well. Okay, you've got all these comedic moments that I think don't have to be inserted into the film. I'm not saying the film should be as dire as Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. I have no problem with some sense of humor, but I think it goes too much into the cartoonish realm, and that is an issue here as well. Solid effects. I don't really have a problem with the way any of this film looks. I think directorially, just the absolute aesthetic of this works. That's not an issue. It's really just all about the script, okay? And that is really problematic, okay? Guys, listen, there's obviously very key ingredients in a film. Direction, screenplay, performances. And when the one in the middle, the screenplay, has as many issues as this has, then you're not going to get a great film. There is no universe in which this is a great film. This is not how you start the DCEU, okay? It's just not. And the fact, again, that I'm here tonight having to do the work of the studio execs who couldn't tell James Gunn that his film isn't great because, James, you're not. And the fact that you survived those tweets is still bewildering to me to this day. Go back and look at them, anybody, and I defy you to come into my world and tell me that those aren't problematic. But from a script level, this is really, really bad. I'm going to give it a 60%. That's a D. Okay, guys, you got to understand that when I am at a 60 out of 100, that is not a 6 out of 10. Oh, that's good. No, it's a D, dude. Old school grading system.